Hello and welcome back to episode 9 of Live Laugh, Lily Kincade with your host, your girl, your bestie, your older sister, Lily Kincade. I can't believe we're on episode 9. We are going to do something fun for episode 10. It's been about 2 months that we've been doing this little podcast, and I just wanted to say a big thank you to my dedicated Kincadians who listen to these. I hope that it literally just helps one person. Honestly, thank you for giving me a place to rant and talk about these things, because I'm sure my friends are sick of me being this motivational speaker around them. And I just want to say thank you guys for listening, and I hope that these help you in some way. And if they don't help you, I hope they at least keep you entertained. I feel like whenever I'm talking to you guys and making these podcasts, it feels like a FaceTime, which is personally my favorite thing in the world. I love FaceTiming my friends and just chatting about random things while we do other things. Like sometimes my friends and I will FaceTime while we clean our room. Does that make sense? Anyways, welcome back. Or if this is your first episode you're randomly clicking on, welcome to Live Laugh Lily Kincade. My name's Lily Kincade, as I said, but I'm a 22-year-old musician, artist, soon to be international superstar, creative, fashion designer. I do all the things. But at the end of the day, guess what? I'm human, and we are all going through life together, and we are so much more similar than we are different. So this is just, little stories about my life and situations I'm going through and seasons that I'm in. And I was like, you know what? There's got to be things we can learn from this, and I thought I would share it with you guys. So today's episode, if you're watching the video version on YouTube or Spotify, you're like, what is she wearing? I'm wearing a face mask right now, and it's blue. It's my favorite face mask in the world, because today we are talking about self-care, because guess what? It is self-care season. I personally love December. This is the first episode of December too, by the way. Happy December. Happy last month of the year. Crazy. I love using December as a reset month instead of January, because I want to start January already ready to go. And I want you guys to start January already ready to go as well. So I feel like the next couple of episodes on the podcast, all the December episodes, they're going to be kind of geared towards let's get ready for 2024. Let's get ready for this next chapter, this new season of elevation, because that is what is going to happen. So in honor of that, I'm doing a face mask. This is my favorite one. And guess what? I brought it downstairs from my bathroom because I knew you guys would ask. I love it, and it's so pretty. And you know what? Sometimes you work from the inside out, sometimes you work from the outside in. And putting on a blue face mask always makes me just smile on myself, and it feels so good. This is not sponsored, but you know what? One day maybe we'll do a collab together, and we'll look back on this podcast, and y'all will know I was a true fan. But it's by Ole Hendrickson. It's the green tube, and it is the cold plunge pore mask. It's like a clay mask, but it feels really good, and it's minty, if that makes sense. It's kind of spicy, but it feels so good. And sometimes you just need to do a little face mask and you feel 10 times better. Anyways, let's get started with this episode. We always start every episode with a little quote, and I found 2 because I couldn't pick. The first one is by Solange Knowles. When you take care of yourself, you're a better person for others. When you feel good about yourself, you treat others better. Exactly. Self-care is so much deeper than people realize. And I feel like too, the reason why I wanted to do this is self-care isn't about just face mask and doing this and saying no. It's self-care is doing the things that you don't want to do in the short term, but that will benefit you in the long term. It's about doing the things that are hard now, but will help you accomplish your goals and help you be the best version of yourself later. So it's there's a huge difference. Everything today is I feel like it's a lot of not therapy talk, but it's a lot of oh, me, yeah, no, these are my boundaries. But it's at a certain point, it's there's a fine line between blocking everybody out and being selfish and really actually doing things, prioritizing yourself to benefit you and benefit others, Okay, the next quote is also from a Knowles. It is from Beyonce, and it is, the world will see you the way you see you and treat you the way you treat yourself. That could not be more true, you guys. When you live your life confidently, people treat you like they treat a confident it's crazy. It is crazy. It's just crazy. It's not that everything is about looks, but when you're wearing that outfit that makes you feel confident, you notice how people are nicer to you, and you're nicer as well. I know when I have my makeup on and I'm feeling so good and I have my hoop earrings on and my hair is down and my bangs are banging, I walk around and I'm so excited, I'm energized, I'm talking to strangers, and it is so crazy how that works. But like I was saying, sometimes you work from the outside in when you're not feeling it, and sometimes you work from the inside out. And that's okay. So today I thought I would kind of share with you guys some of my self-care tips that I'm using in this current self-care season. So I have notes. You guys, I wasn't kidding. I have notes. I have kind of a little like plan, I guess, that I do whenever I'm like, okay, I'm needing some self-care. And this is, I journal frequently. I have a previous podcast episode about that. If you've never listened to it, go after. If you want to start journaling, I promise you're not going to regret it. Start now before the new year. But I kind of have like a little method I do whenever I'm starting to feel overwhelmed. And, this can be a weekly thing. It can be a monthly thing. It's whenever. But I think it's important to create habits. So then self-care doesn't become this like overwhelming thing of like, oh my God, I've been so busy, I haven't had time to do anything, I haven't worked out, haven't been drinking water, haven't been eating healthy. And I think it's much better to implement little things. And so that is what I'm trying to do instead of the like extreme way of doing things, which is what I used to do a lot when I was younger. But okay, whenever I'm feeling crazy, this is like my self-care season remedy. I start outward and then I work my way inward and then I work to like the future, if that makes sense. So I start outward, and the first thing I do whenever I'm starting to feel that overwhelming sense, or like that, it's not anxiety, but it's mainly that like, when you start to literally feel like you could just sob, you get it. I will do some sort of physical activity. It can be a walk. It can be a run. I'm in my running era. I love running. You guys, who am I turning into? I'm turning into a runner. I love running. I just love running. I don't know why. Put on Reputation and I can run for miles. But I do some sort of activity. It can be as simple as literally putting on a song you love and dancing around your kitchen. I've been doing that to Murder on the Dance Floor lately. After watching Saltburn, I just have that song stuck in my head. It is such a little vibe. It's a murder on the dance floor. It's so good. But I've been literally sometimes my one of my best friends and I, we have this like every single week we'll check in with each other and like be like, okay, these are my goals for the week that I'm trying to do. And like literally last week, my goals were I need to dance minimum 3 times a day to fight seasonal depression. And it works. It works, you guys. So whenever I'm like, okay, need to start centering in self-care time, I move my body in some way, run, a walk, dancing, anything. It can be even as simple as like, I want to go for a drive or I want to sing, like something to physically like get that energy out of your body. That's the first thing I do. Then the second thing I do is I cleanse. It could just be because I'm a Pisces, but I love water. I love jumping in the summertime. I will literally be crying because I'm so overwhelmed, and I'll go to the beach and I'll dive in the ocean and I emerge a new person. But I'll take a shower. I know a lot of people do cold plunges. I haven't really got into that, so I'm just going to do my cold plunge mask. But do some sort of like cleansing. It could be, you want to do a hair mask, you want to do a face mask, you want to physically take a shower, take a bath, go to the beach, go swimming, do a cold plunge, run in the sprinklers outside, anything like that. But some sort of like cleansing is so good. And I truly think that water is very healing. Like we are 97% water, I believe. That may not be the right statistic, but we are like 97% water. And there is something so true about just rinsing off that, those old feelings, rinsing off that stress that you're going through and like emerging a new person. It sounds silly, but especially after working out and like moving my body, I love to just cleanse. And I start like physically, like, taking a shower or like going in the ocean, going swimming, and then I will clean my surroundings. I am an organized person. I never chose to be that way. It was just the way I was born. But you know what? When everything has a home, it makes it so much simpler to find things. You don't lose things, but also too, I think the way my brain works is like you can either have, or just the way I kind of see things, because I've had it both ways. It's like when you have a messy mind, your place tends to be very clean. And if you have like a messy place, your mind tends to be very like clean. And for me personally, I don't want my mind to be clean. I need my mind to be a mess. I need my mind to be the focus that I'm focusing on, because I always have lyrics and song ideas and puzzles that I'm solving in my head all day. And so I want my mind to use the energy to work on those instead of being like, oh my God, I can't find my car keys. I can't find this. So then my brain is using that energy. So for me personally, like I notice myself, falling away whenever I start to get messy, when I start to stop putting away my clothes and just, leave them in that basket by my bed. And so for me, like once I've like worked out, moved my body in some way, cleansed, taken a shower, done a face mask, I will physically clean. I will like put everything away, because there's something about having a clean, what do they say? Like messy space, messy mind, and then like clean space, like your mind can be focused. And I notice whenever I clean things, I automatically just feel so much more in control of like myself and my feelings, and I feel good about myself. I feel ready to go. So that is like the next step. I'm giving you guys my steps first, and then I have a whole list of like ideas and things that I've done and like little things you can write down in your phone. So whenever you're feeling overwhelmed, you can be like, oh, this is a good little self-care thing. Because as I said in the beginning, self-care is not doing what you want now. Like self-care, not in our society. I hate that like phrase, but people think self-care is like, oh my God, yeah, I'm doing this. It's like self-care. Like I'm going to watch TikToks for 3 hours, self-care. That's not self-care. That's called lack of self-discipline. I think honestly, like anything to do with like, I'm going to watch TikToks, I'm going to just do this. That's not self-care. That's like the opposite. That's you avoiding self-care. And self-care is dealing with the problems that are the root of these issues. Like, why do you keep avoiding your task in your house? Why do you avoid your dishes and instead you scroll all night? Why are you avoiding sleeping and instead you're scrolling all night, or you're, doing this? There's a reason why. And self-care is about getting to the root, because self-care isn't doing what's good for you in the short term right now. It's doing what's good for you in the long run. Mic drop, period. Okay, so after I do that, I clean my surroundings. I also like to like go through and let go of things. It can be as simple as like, literally every month I will go through and I'll like delete old photos or random screenshots, just things I don't need, because it's like, you can clean it out. I will like donate clothes that don't fit me anymore, like get rid of things. I will like physically clean. I also love cleaning though. Cleaning is very therapeutic to me. I don't know if that's weird, but I love cleaning. It's fun. I put on music and I dance and I just, I love it. But I will just like kind of like sift through things. I'll unfollow people that I don't really align with anymore, or that isn't helping me grow. I'll make an inventory of like, okay, these are the things recently that I've really been loving, or like these are my favorite meals I've been making. These are my favorite places I like to go. These are my favorite, coffee combinations, whatever it is. I just like to kind of like inventory and clean in my little self-care season plan. And then once I do like outward, we start to go inward. So me, I'm a journal girl. I just started my new journal, you guys, December 1st. Perfect timing. It's always so bittersweet when you start a new journal, because it's like, oh my God, I'm so excited for all of these new things that I'm going to experience and people I'm going to meet and stories and places I'm going to go to. But then at the same time, you're like, oh my God, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's coming, but I'm ready. But I'm excited. I'm excited for this new era of Lily. I'm excited. But yeah, I journal. And whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed, and like what I journal out is, first I brain dump. So anything on your mind, your to-do list, it could be all these things. I need you to brain dump it out. I need you to just brain dump it out. Literally, you may not even be able to read your handwriting, but I want you to brain dump it out. And once I've done that, then I will go through and be like, okay, I didn't have to actually do a lot of that stuff I was stressing out about. Like, what are the things I actually need to get done, that even if I don't want to do them, what are the things I actually need to do because they further me and they align with the version of myself that I want to be. Like, I may not want to do them right now, it may not be fun, but I know if I do these things, it's contributing to my goal of the person I want to become and the person I will be. So I will like, usually what I'll do is I'll like circle those in my journal, and then I'll just like write them I'll schedule them in my calendar. I'm a Google Calendar girly. And just because I always have my phone on me, I do like to write things down too, in like a daily to-do list on a piece of paper just to cross off. But I do love having it on my phone because, instead of reaching for something, I can like see my calendar and be like, you know what? No, I'm going to make the choice to get this done, because we get things done around here. Anyways, but I usually do that, and it makes me so much less overwhelmed, because already I'm like, everything has a place. I'm like, okay, those tasks I needed to get done, I've scheduled. And then I kind of journal out my feelings. Whatever is, I like vent first. I vent to my journal. And then I like to do some gratitude. I don't do this all the time. This is like when I have a full day, or like usually kind of once a month. Like I just did this recently, and I'm kind of doing it right now. That's why I'm doing my face mask, and I like cleaned everything. I'm going through my clothes. I'm about to like do a hair mask, but I usually like to do it this like big self-care kind of season reset every single month, and then incorporate little ideas of this into my normal daily life. But after that, I'll do like some gratitude. And I also find that whenever I'm feeling anxious about something, or whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed, or whenever I'm feeling angry, if you can get into the habit of finding gratitude in it, it will change your life. Like even just being like, okay, I'm going to name 3 things I'm grateful for. Amazing. Like I'll just journal out things I'm grateful for. But also to having a positive mindset, like I should do a whole episode about this. I don't think I've done this, but this is something that for me, I trained myself to do this, and now it's a habit. But people are always like, Lily, you're so positive. Like that's one of my favorite compliments. Like I would say people describe me as somebody who's very positive. And I used to be like, wait, what do you mean? But I used to hate it about myself. But you know what? Now I love it. I love it because I realized that someone's like positivity and energy is such a gift, and it's so rare these days. There's so much, so much just craziness and sadness and heartbreak going on in the world that it can be very hard to not be focused on that. And I think that, having a little bit of that positive energy can really change your life, and it can impact so many other people that you come across with. You don't know who needed to hear your positive message, or who needed to see a smile and they saw you smile. It could be a stranger, it could be a friend, it could be a best friend. You never know. And so when I was younger, I used to like train myself to find at least one good thing in every situation. Even if it was kind of like hard at first, now it's like automatic. Like say for instance, it was, oh my gosh, they were out of my favorite meal that I wanted. They were out of my favorite meal at the store or whatever. I could be like, oh, this sucks. Oh, all I wanted was that. I could be this like negative. And then it would ruin my whole day. Or I could be like, you know what? This is actually good, because I know I would never get to try something new if my favorite meal was not here, because I love my favorite meal and I would always choose that. So this is kind of fun, because now I get to do a little taste test. Maybe I can make a little TikTok. Maybe I'll have a new favorite meal. Like, it sounds silly, but finding at least one positive thing and something to be grateful for, even in the bad times, is a habit of mine that I'm probably one of my favorite habits I've ever created, and a habit I would recommend, especially to like, that is real self-care. It's not about like gaslighting yourself into delusion. Like, yes, delusion, fake it till you make it till it's true. But there's an essence of like, you need to do the work along with being delusional, because like without the work, delusion is just there's nothing there. Like, you can have that, be delusional until you believe it, but be doing the work, if that makes sense. And then the next kind of little step I take is I will set some like goals that further me to the next version of myself I want to be. And I find what's really good about this is to get somebody to hold you accountable. Like I said earlier, I've been, my best friend and I have been setting goals for the week, like back and forth to each other. And I think that can be super helpful. You can even just do it with yourself. You could put sticky notes around that's like, have you drank all your water today? Have you done your task that you said you were going to do? Have you completed your project that you said you were going to do 10 minutes of studying every single day? Have you done that? Checking in with a friend. It can be, a teacher, a sibling, a parent, whatever. But either way, I think just setting your goals for the next week is so important. And overall, that's kind of like my favorite form of self-care. Of course, there's other forms of self-care that I love too. But these are kind of like my more staple ones. And then there's other ones I love too. Like I love whenever I'm like, after I do those, there's nothing better than just cuddling with my dogs. I have 2 dogs that, I grew up with. Molly, the gray one that you guys see probably on Instagram or wherever, she is 16. I've had her since I was 7, I believe. I was going into 1st grade, which is crazy. And then Teddy, the little white one, we rescued him, and he was so tiny. He was even tinier than he is now, but he is so tiny right now, and I love him. He is 13. Isn't that crazy? But spending time with dogs, laughing is something I love, and it's underrated, whether that be, getting together with a friend and laughing. It could be watching a funny movie that is going to make you laugh. It could be, just looking at memes. I love memes. Memes make me laugh, and they make me feel good. They make me feel confident, But yeah, those are some of my tips for self-care season. I also have a couple other things that I've written down of just advice I've collected from people, and I have a list. I found a couple lists on Pinterest of like, ooh, these are good activities. So I wanted to share those with you too. But one of the things too, dance party always. Like I said earlier, dance party always. This doesn't have to be like when you just do everything in order. Like honestly, if you can, like if you are working from home or it's the weekend or it's after work and you're after school, you're at home, a dance party, I swear, like if you're not going to want to do it, but put on that song. Get up and dance. Like you could be crying while you're dancing. You feel so much better, don't you? You feel so much better. Another one I love is to turn off my phone. Like do not disturb, turn off the phone and just explore. Go outside on a walk without your head. You can bring your phone for safety reasons, but like go outside on a walk, and guess what? Don't put headphones in. I know. Oh my God. Rare, right? Don't put headphones in. Listen to the sounds of the birds. It sounds silly, but no, it's fun. It's fun. Like say hello to strangers. Say hello to your neighbors when you see them. Get out of the phone and get into the real world, and it will help. Another one I love is I heard this recently from somebody, and they were saying that something that they do is whenever they're feeling a certain way, there's probably a name for this term, but it's like you do the opposite. So if you're having a really bad day and you want to call somebody to vent and just to complain, you call somebody and then ask them about their day instead. Or for example, like say you were, oh, I'm so tired. All I want to do is just sit on the couch and relax. I know I should work out because I know it's going to make me feel better and I haven't in a while. I just want to sit here and just like do nothing, get up and go on a walk. Or, for example, this is something I struggle with, and you probably do too. Not to point. I know pointing is like rude, but I'm like, this is pointing with love. This is pointing with love. I'm like, I should be asleep. And I actively tell myself this. I should be asleep. I should be asleep. Why am I on my phone? Why am I on my phone when I'm like, I should be asleep? And so I scroll on my phone. No, I'm putting the phone in the bathroom. Instead, I'm doing the opposite action. My phone isn't even near my bed. I'm putting it in the bathroom and I'm going to sleep. But I love that. I love that little thing. Anyways, okay. That's kind of my self-care season. I have this little list I want to show you just to read these off, because sometimes, it can help just to have some ideas. You can write these down. You can put them in your phone just to have easy access to them. I'm going to find them right now. Okay, ready? These are some ways you can spend time alone, and that can, you can incorporate into your self-care season plan. Go for a walk. Paint your nails. I love doing that. Try cooking a new dish. One of my favorites. I was alone on Thanksgiving, and I did this. I went for a run and I made some new dishes, and they were so good. Totally forgot to talk about cooking. I love cooking. Yes. Amen. Read a book / go to a bookstore. Love. Take a long bath. Also love as a Pisces. Write in your journal. Period. Catch up on some of your favorite shows. Meditate. Yes. Organize your room. Like I said, organize and clean. Experiment with your makeup. I literally love doing that. I experiment with my makeup like randomly. Y'all see me, you'll be like, where are you going? I'm like, nowhere. I just like to put on makeup and walk around my house because it makes me feel good. Visit a museum. Yes. I want to visit more museums in 2024. I'm putting that on my vision board. I got to make my vision board this month. Write a letter to someone you care about. Also love doing that. Watch a funny video. Like I just said, oh my God, you guys, so aligned. Try a new workout class. Love. Unplug. Period. Head to a cafe. Research something you've been meaning to learn more about. Okay, I love that. I love going down rabbit holes. Reddit rabbit holes are my favorite thing. I love watching video essays on YouTube. Learning about something, and just, it can make you feel like you're growing. And I really love doing that too. It's saying create a new playlist. Fix your resume. Find a new affirmation for yourself for the week. Love. Watch a documentary. Amazing. Pin on Pinterest. Okay, love. FaceTime a friend. Love that as well. Do laundry. Make popsicles. Sign up for volunteer work. Oh, I love that. Those are some good ideas. This other one has some tips too on self-care and how to go into this next stage being more confident. So if you are somebody looking for confidence and you want to incorporate little habits now into your self-care routine that can make you confident for 2024, I got you. Okay, ready? It's saying develop some new skills. So learn some new things, get creative, or expand. I've been trying, I haven't been trying. I've been learning French on Duolingo. I'm almost on 670 days. Crazy to think about that. And it's just crazy to think about that. That little habit, even if some days I, don't do it as much as I should, I only do a 2-minute lesson, it is better than nothing. And it has made me more confident because I feel capable of, learning a new skill. And even when it's hard, I'm not going to give up. It is saying push yourself to do things that scare you. So, do those things that, are going to push you. Create a vision board of the new you. Love. Work on your posture. Love doing that. I've been trying to I feel like we all had phone neck. We were hunched over our phones. I've been trying to whenever I go out to eat, I've been trying to sit on the edge of the chair and roll my shoulders back because we need to do that. We need better posture. Take care of your inner and outer appearance, period. Create routines. Be open to talking to strangers / meeting new people. Love. Walk into places like you own the place, period. I love that. Those are just some little things I wanted to share with you. Anyways, I hope sharing my little self-care season routine inspired you, helped you in some way. This is the end of our episode, but if you have any questions or anything you want to ask me, I'm going to make the Q&A box after this video an Ask Lily video, because either next week's video or the week after that, we got to do an Ask Lily. So ask away. The more the merrier, because I love answering your questions. They can be about anything: music, life, advice you need, literally anything. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next week. Make sure to follow, subscribe, like the video, leave it a 5-star review on Spotify, period. And let's say our affirmation. Ready? Today is a wonderful day. I'm confident because I am a problem solver. I always have options because I choose to be optimistic. Today I will learn something new, laugh, and make a difference in someone else's life. I love you guys so much, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.